Hello? Yeah. No, I'm here. I'm here in the studio. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Doc, are you trying to tell me that it's 10:04? Darn! I'm late for the final countdown.
Seconds.
Welcome to Nevermind The Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
Greetings and salutations, everyone, and good morning, Nevermorians. It is Wednesday. Do not adjust your sets. Do not change the channel. Your eyes do not deceive you. Yes, Brian K. Morris is not here. He is not here today, but he requested that his friends sub in for him, and I volunteered as tribute. I said, what the hey? It could be fun, right? So I volunteered, and I'm going to be your host for today. My name is Ryan Permison. I am a member of a YouTube channel known as Nerdculture, where we drop new content each and every week. We drop videos that are centering on our passions. Our goal at Nerdculture is to embrace the nerd within you. So that means we have videos talking about the latest in TV series, whether they are on actual television or a streaming service. We talk about the latest in movies. We talk about video games. We talk about anime. We talk about comic books. Anything that your nerdy heart desires, we try to bring it to you on our YouTube channel each and every week. And if you want more information, or if you want to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and all of us on all forms of social media, we have links in the description of this video. So please keep that in mind as we go along. But as the song says, as the show says, this is about creative conversations and maybe some coffee. I don't really drink coffee. I don't think I've ever had a sip of coffee in my life. But if you like coffee, tea, whatever gets you up in the morning, that's fine. So here at this show, it's creative conversation. If you have a project that's going on right now, or if you have something that's upcoming and you want to share it with us, give us a little bit more details about it, drop it in the comment section, leave it in the live chat. We're going to be keeping an eye on that as we go throughout the course of the show. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy yourselves. Pull up a chair, sit back, relax, enjoy yourselves. I am seeing a bunch of people chiming in the chat, and I'm absolutely loving it. You people are lovely. Let's see. Who do we have here? Carl Witzman says, hello, everyone. Let's all give Ryan a warm welcome today. Thank you so much. And by the way, Carl, good to see you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's always good to see Carl. It's always good to see Carl. Let's see here. From the desk of a small press publisher, he says, time to rock this joint, kiddo. Uncle Carl and me got your back. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Carl says, where is Teresa? Where is Carly? Where is Trevor's? You slackers. You slackers. But I'm sure they're not slackers. No, they're not like that in real life. I'm sure they're not. Let's see. What else do we have here? So many people are coming in here. I'm going to try to get to as many of these comments as I can, but I can't promise that I will get to each and every one. So if you'll hang in there with me, I do appreciate it. Let's see here. Ted Davies Artistry. What's going on, Ted Davies? How are you doing? Joe Henri really talked up on Talks yesterday. Of course, I added it added to it as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. No, there were no technical difficulties. I wanted to try something a little different, so that's why you saw a little bit of a spin on a popular 80s film at the top of the show. Hope you enjoyed that. Let's see, everybody. Amy Hale. Good morning, Amy. How are you? How are things going with you? I hope you're doing well. Looking forward to reading your new book that is currently available in ebook form. Looking forward to reading the paperback version. Excellent. By the way, if you have any summer reading recommendations for me, feel free to drop those in the live chat in the comments or send me a DM because, as I like to say on the show during the course of the week, send me a direct message. I do appreciate it. It goes well. Let's see here. Cindy Kep says, lurker mode is engaged. Oh, boy, Cindy. Oh, boy. That could be something. From the desk of a small Press publisher. He says, Ryan, great energy. Well, you know, I try to bring the energy as much as possible. I don't require any types of coffee, energy drinks, or any type of electromagnetic supplement, whatever. I don't require any supplements. I just get up and I am wired with 15,000 to 20,000 volts of electricity in my system each and every day. I do my best. Carly is here. Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, that's right. I am here. Let's see. Carly was on another channel, but I found the right one. Fantastic. Invite everyone to join in on the conversation. Join in on this channel. It is on the Nerdculture YouTube channel, as well as the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel and the Facebook pages. So share the link. Let's get everybody in here. I want to get some wonderful comments. I want to get the conversation rolling. I want to keep it moving. So as we are waiting for some new comments to come in, I want to let you all know about something. I saw this movie that came out this past weekend. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know. This is from HBO Max. Yes, Test Your Might. Mortal Kombat. Yes, I've seen the new Mortal Kombat movie. I watched it on Monday, and I gotta say, I liked it. I thought it was fun. I know it's not getting the best reviews. It's not getting the most highest of praises, but I enjoyed it for what it was. I actually enjoyed this film a little bit more so than I did Godzilla vs. Kong, because the human story in that film, oh Lord, Godzilla vs. Kong, that human story was just not very good. It just didn't work for me. It didn't fire on all cylinders, just didn't do it. But with the new Mortal Kombat movie, I liked it. Kano had a lot of great one-liners. A lot of people said he stole the movie. A lot of people said that he was the best thing about the film. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. I liked him. I liked everyone in the film. I think everyone did the best they could with what, you know, somewhat maybe little material they were given. But if you've seen the Mortal Kombat film, let us know what you thought about it. I'd be very curious to hear your thoughts. How does it compare to the original? Do you like the original film more so than the reboot or not? What did you think of the web series that they did some years back called Mortal Kombat Legacy that was on YouTube? Let us know what you think about that. That'd be an interesting thought to have, I'm sure. Let's see. Carl chimes in. He says, this is why I shared out the link. Him to get more people in here. Well, thank you very much, Carl. We do appreciate it. Uh-oh, Carly seems to be a bit upset. Don't make me come back there, Carl. It didn't come up on my newsfeed. I need to go looking for it. Sorry about that. If you're having a little bit of trouble finding the link to the show and the live feed on the Rising Tide page, we were trying to get that situated and figured out before this all went down. But hey, things happen. Things happen. It's okay. It's okay. We're all friends here. At least I like to think we're family. One big, happy, maybe more so crazy family than what I'm used to. But it's all right because I like you all the same anyway. So let's see. We've talked about Mortal Kombat and how I think it's slightly better than Godzilla vs. Kong. What else can we talk about? Oh, yes. Summer reading. What any and all books do you guys have on your minds for summer reading? Anything that I should be reading? If you have any recommendations, drop them in the live chat. Drop them in the comments. I would love to hear about it. My goodness gracious. More and more people are coming in. Thanks, Carl. Do appreciate your lovely comments. Hey, Brian Wensloff, what's going on? He says, hey, brother. Brian, how are you today, my man? There's too many Brians out there. First was Brian K. Morris, there's Brian Wensloff. Two Brians don't make it right. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. But Brian, it's good to see you, buddy. What did you think of the new Mortal Kombat film, Brian? I just watched it a few days ago. I want to hear your thoughts about it, man. And by the way, after you watched the movie, how many times did you play the original video game on your system? Do you still have it on Sega Genesis, or do you play it on Super Nintendo or something? I'm not sure. Anyhow, just to give you guys a bit of a more of an idea of who I am, because you're probably wondering who on earth is this person and what is he doing in Brian's studio? Well, I'm actually not in Brian's studio. I'm in my studio that I like to call home. It's nice. It's homey. It's got a few nice things around it. I got a bunch of nerdy posters on the wall centering from Star Wars to 1989's Batman to Smallville to Spider-Man. I got a bunch of Funko Pops on top of my bookshelf. I wish I could show them to you, but I, can't. They're too far away. I can't reach over and grab them. But let's see. Funko Pops. I got Boromir from Lord of the Rings. Got some Captain America Civil War 2-pack with Iron Man and Captain America. Best spin duel between Luke and Vader. You got the Batman versus the Joker from '89 over there. I got the Indiana Jones Funko Pop. I got some X-Men Funko Pops. I got, let's see, Han Solo and Jim Henson with Kermit. Got to pay tribute to the man who created the Muppets because the Muppets are awesome. More people need to watch the original Muppet movies and the original Muppet shows and all that stuff. it's really good for those kids out there. They really need to learn more about the Muppets because they are great. They're awesome. They're fantastic. They are legends in their own right, I should say. Here's something for you. The first time I've done this, I'll let you guys in on this. I got a 27 by 40 theatrical size poster, and I got it framed, and I have it on my wall right now. Does anyone else have a 27 by 40 movie poster on their wall? If so, which ones do you have? Because the one that's on my wall right now is Star Trek First Contact. Yes, you heard that right. Star Trek First Contact is my favorite Star Trek movie, and I'm not going to make any apologies for it because it's a great film. Picard is the man. Patrick Stewart's a great actor. He's been that way for years. Granted, really the first time I was introduced to Patrick Stewart as an actor was the X-Men movie because I'm, quite young. But after binge watching all the Star Trek movies, including the rebooted trilogy that I saw originally when it came out in theaters, of the original first 10 that focused on, the Kirk crew and the Picard crew, my favorite is Star Trek First Contact. So those are my thoughts on that. If anyone else has any movie posters on the wall they'd like to share with us, let me know. Love to hear about it. I see a few more people are starting to chime in here. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it. More and more people are starting to jump in here, having a little bit of fun. Also, I got posters on my wall that have Doctor Strange and the Avengers. Yeah, there's a bit of a theme in my room. I'm wondering if you can sense what it is. Gee whiz. Let's see. I want to check on some of these comments. Good Lord. Man, so many of you. I appreciate it. Let's see. A lot of people are saying LOL. Let's see. Carly says, Ryan, you do know Carl and I are married, right? He needs punishment more often than he wants it. Oh my. Don't know if I should have brought that up on the big screen, but that's all right. It happens. Carl says, we are one big dysfunctional family. Thank you so much, Carl. That sounds about right. From the desk of a small press publisher, they say my comic Amazonia, I believe is how you pronounce that, is good reading. Wow, that sounds interesting. Drop a link in the chat or send me a DM. I really want to know more about this. Brian Wensloff says, I really liked it. I'm assuming you're referring to the Mortal Kombat reboot movie there, Brian. Let's see here. Joe Dog McKeel. What's up, Joe Dog McKeel? How are you, good sir? I'm on my mobile device. Unrelated witty comments. Yeah, I'm just trying to be. Joe Dog McKeel says my comments will be limited. Oh, that's fine. Don't worry about it. From the Legend of Traveling TARDIS. Is that you, Christian? Is that you? You're not Brian. You're an imposter. I knew it right away. It doesn't smell like ego and talcum powder. What? Okay, Christian, what on earth is going on with you, man? You're starting to, I don't know what's going on. Carl says, hey, Joe Dog. Yeah, there you go. Brian says, I just got an awesome Kickstarter in the mail. Ooh, wonder what that could be. Interesting. Joe Dog McKeel says, hey, Carl. And Carly says, Joe Dog. Carl Witzman says, First Contact of Star Trek was a good movie. Yes, it is. Yes, it most certainly is. Brian Wensloff says, I have so many 27 by 40 posters. Laugh out loud. Brian, you got to stop spending your money on those Funko Pops, man. You should probably spend more money on movie posters or something that won't take up as much space. Because I know how much your family is sick and tired of you buying those Funko Pops. Good Lord Almighty. Clyde Hall says, good morning, Ryan. Welcome to the command chair of Nevermind The Furthermore. Well, thank you so much, Clyde. Thank you so much. It's good to see you, good to meet you, all that wonderful things. Let's see, what else do we have here? Amy Hale says, I don't have posters, but I do have autographed photos and photos with some of my favorite people and Funko Pops. Lots of Funko Pops. LOL. Oh, my. Amy Hale, did you do an inventory of how many Pops you have specifically? Like, do you have a number of Funko Pops that you have? And if so, what are some of your favorite Funko Pops that are in your collection right now? Or what are some that you're looking forward to adding to your collection to be a little bit more specific? And then Joe Dog McKeel says, need you to be on SOC sometime. I wonder what SOC stands for. Can you let me know what that means? Because there's a lot of acronyms out there in the world, and I'm trying to follow as many as I can. Brian Wensloff says, did you say Funko? Yes, Brian, I said Funko, because Amy Hale brought up the fact that she has a number of Funko Pops, lots and lots of Funko Pops. I'm just saying. And she's probably going to add more to her collection. I'm not sure. That's up to her. That's not up to me. Let's see. Legend of Traveling TARDIS says, once Amy Hale, I'm not going to finish that, buys Funko Pop, she can't stop. Ahem, ahem. Yes, thank you, Christian. I'm trying to be a You're going in a little bit of a different direction. I'm trying to keep this a little bit more family friendly, but I know that's not going to last very long because as we all know, and never mind the furthermore, it never stays family friendly for long, or at least it never was considered to be a family friendly show. But hey, what do I know? Let's see here. From the desk of a small press publisher, they go on to say, Carly is the dark mistress for a reason. Carl is just one of many dark popes. However, Carl is the only one that survived. She believes that they didn't make popes like they used to. Interesting. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. Oh, that's what that means. Legend of Traveling TARDIS. Thank you. I had an inkling it may have stood for that. I just wasn't sure because there are so many acronyms and there are so many shows in and around the interwebs that it's hard to follow them. Stupid O'Clock. Yes, if you ever want me to be on Stupid O'Clock, if you want me to be a guest on your show in any way, shape, or form, let me know. Send me a DM. More than happy to meet other podcasters, other content creators, and collaborate with other podcasters because collaborating is so much fun. And as we all know, it takes teamwork to make the dream work. That's what I've been taught. That's what I've been told over the course of many, many years of being on this earth. So there you go. Legend Traveling TARDIS is family friendly. Do you even watch the show? Yes, Christian, I do watch the show, but I'm just, it's a thing in my mind. It's just a thing in my mind. I don't know. Let's see. I can't mock Ryan like I do Brian. So you were doing a great job, Ryan. Thank you so much, Eric Hawkins. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I really, really do. And by the way, as we go throughout the course of the show, if you have any questions about me or you want to learn a little bit more about who we are, what we do at Nerd Culture, let me know. More than happy to answer those awesome-tacular questions. Just throwing it in there. Just throwing it in there. Let's see here. I'm going to try to get some more of these comments. Carl says, we hardly have time for television now with so many shows on the interwebs. That is true, Carl. That is true. I don't feel like there's really television anymore. It's just all streaming. It's all streamed, especially with the events of the pandemic. More and more content is on streaming platforms. And I feel like no one really thinks of a TV anymore. They just think of a streaming service. That's how I think about it. Let's see here. Amy Hale goes on to say, last count was 147 Funko Pops. Good Lord, Amy Hale, what have you done? You must have spent so much cheddar, so much money. I don't know how some of you collectors out there do it, but I may need to update that. I don't know if I've added the most recent purchases to my list thus far. I still have the Office Pops I need to find. I've seen a few episodes of The Office, the American version, and it's funny. It's okay. I didn't, love it, but maybe I need to sit down and watch more episodes. Maybe that's my problem. I need to watch more episodes of The Office. I need to watch more episodes of Parks and Rec. Some of the other shows that I've missed out on the last few years, I should say. Let's see. The Legend of Traveling TARDIS. Oh, Christian, it takes teamwork to make the so-and-so, so-and-so. What? Legend of Traveling TARDIS. You're just trying to get me into trouble, aren't you? You're just trying to get me into trouble with the powers that be at this juncture. Ted Davies Artistry. Ryan, you are rocking it. Thank you so much, Ted Davies. And congratulations on your new Kickstarter for Grimm 101. I've heard wonderful things about it. I look forward to checking it out at some point or another. I'm going to be sharing the link to that Kickstarter throughout the course of, I'm going to try to do it later this week, if not this weekend. All right. I'm going to try to get that link out and try to get as much attention to your Kickstarter as I possibly can. Clyde Hall asks, Ryan, what was your first best gateway into geeky fun nerd culture? The first time you sampled something and said, this is different and it's me. Great question. Great question. Great question. To give you a little bit of background on myself, the thing that I enjoy the most is I love movies. I've always loved movies since I was a very youngling, very young Padawan. I have loved movies since the age of, oh my gosh, probably, I would say 4, because I remember at the age of 4, one of the first movies I remember seeing in the theaters with my family at this time was in 1991. It was a little indie film called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, with a legendary song that goes like this: Go Ninja, go Ninja, go, go Ninja, go Ninja, go Ninja, go, and so on and so on and so forth. So with that being said, I started watching these movies when I was about 5 or 6 years old, and they were Aladdin from Disney, the animated film, and Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. And I watched those two films. I started reciting the lines when I was in school to my fellow classmates to entertain them, to make them laugh. And because of that, that's when I really, really, really started to become a movie fan. And I said to myself, I want to be that guy. I want to be an actor. I want to be an entertainer in some way, shape, or form. But then I realized you have to go through a million no's to get to a first yes to becoming an actor. So I thought, well, I love movies. I still like acting. So if someone offered me a gig to be an actor in an independent film or whatever, I would still be happy to do that. But I would much rather share my passion about movies through podcasting. So I did a show called The RPM Show with two good friends of mine from high school. And then after that, went to trade school for broadcasting, radio broadcasting, went into the trade for a little bit, started going to school, something known as college. And that's when I really started to learn a little bit more and more about podcasting and things of that nature. And then I started working with friends of mine at Towson, at TU, Towson University, and we worked together and we came up with Nerd Culture, and we have been flourishing ever since in the last, year and a half during the midst of this pandemic. So we've done quite well for ourselves. But yes, been a fan of movies since I was hardcore movie fan since I was about 6. And I've been a fan of nerd-related type stuff ever since. I've been going to conventions since the year of 2012. I want to say 2012 I started going to conventions, or was it something else? Let me think about this here. I think my first convention was in 2012, if not 2014. And ever since then, I've just loved a lot of different kind of things, nerdum, that sort of stuff. So, yeah, that's a bit of a Cliff Notes version of my True Hollywood story, minus the scandal. So there you go. Let's see here. Oh my goodness, I've missed out on a few comments because they're coming in like crazy. Let's see. Brian Wenzel says, "What's nerd culture? What's Ryan Permison?" Yeah, thank you, Brian. I think you know who I am by now. Let's see. Christian Elusis, Jake Lindsay. Have you seen Forged and Fire? No, I have not. Christian, why don't you drop a link for that or send me a DM? I'd like to hear about it. Carl Witzman says, those Funkos are Amy's retirement fund. Oh, okay. Sounds about right. Amy Hale says, I've been collecting for years. It's been building for years. All right, Amy Hale, you go. You do you. You're a collector. You go ahead and do it. Ted Davies Artistry. Amy Hale, you need a Funko Pop show or an intervention. Laugh out loud. Maybe so, Amy. Maybe so. 147 is a little bit too much. You might want to downsize, maybe scale back a little bit. But then again, if you want to collect hundreds more, who am I to say no? Who am I to say no? I'm just saying. From the desk of a small press publisher, they say, you're making me feel guilty for only having 4 Funko Pop figures in my life. Well, that's the deal. That's the thing. Carl Witzman says, I vote intervention for Amy Hale. Oh, my. I wonder what that intervention is going to be like. Legend Traveling TARDIS says, Amy Hale, an addict? Do you even live at a house, or is this Funko abode de domicile? Oh, my goodness gracious. Christian says, I spend $2,000 on magic a month. More specifically, Christian illusionist, I should say, Jake Lindsay. Jake, how you doing? I'm sorry. Jake, how you doing? It's good to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Appreciate it. Love your comments, by the way. Let's see. From the desk of a small press publisher, they say, Ryan is a Vanilla Ice fan since hearing Ninja Rap. I'm only a fan of that song. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of Vanilla Ice's entire repertoire, but I do like that song because 1991, it was a big deal for us 90s kids. What can I say, ladies and gentlemen? I was born in the 80s, raised in the 90s. That's a fun fact about me. Jodo McKeel says, where am I located? Well, I can give you a little bit here. Where am I located? I am in the great state of Maryland. That is where I am located. I don't want to get into too many specifics, but let's just say I'm in the state of Maryland. That is where I'm located. So thanks for asking. Do appreciate it. But Joe Dog McKeel, where are you located, my newfound friend? Let's see. Brian says, I'd be happy to come on the show and share about this Kickstarter. Well, Brian, you can ask Brian K. Morris about that if you want to be on one of his shows, or you can just talk about it on your show, Reels and Heels, which is on Saturdays at 2:15 p.m. EST on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. So make sure you check that out. Brian, see, I'm plugging away. Keisha Acuff is here. She says, hello, beautiful people. Hello, Keisha. Another new friend of mine. How are you? How are things going with you? Hope things are going well for you in your neck of the woods. Let's see. Jake says, Forged and Fire is a show where they have a competition in making swords and the winner gets $10,000. My goodness. I could use $10,000 as a broke college kid. Does anyone else out there have a duffel bag full of $10,000 they can send my way? I would really appreciate that. I'm just saying. Oh, look who's here. Nerd Culture's here. Hello, Nerd Culture. How are you? They say, keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Nerd Culture. I hope I'm doing a great job for you guys. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just me at Nerd Culture. There's a bunch of us on this team, and we support one another. I hope you would do the same. And let's see here. Clyde Hall says, as you're a supporter of Comic Book Spectrum, which is Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central on YouTube and Facebook, what are 3 comics that changed your life or at least set the bar for comic excellence? Comic excellence. Clyde Hall, I love your questions. I really do. So let's answer this. Let's take a minute and think about this. I didn't become a comic book fan until 2017 during Batman Day at my local comic book store. My friends took me up there. They've been talking about it for years. Like, Ryan, you really need to see this place. You really need to check it out. So we went up to Third Eye Comics in Annapolis, Maryland. And when we went there, it was Batman Day. And of course, everyone's a Batman fan. Am I right? Well, most of you, I hope. And I got a few of the free stuff that they give you when you're there. And then I got a few trade paperbacks that there's this rack at the comic book store that says, if you just start reading comics, here are some recommendations. Here are the hot titles for new comic book readers or for beginners, what have you. And I bought a few of them, and the ones that really struck a chord with me, and these are trade paperbacks. I prefer to read my comics in trade paperback form because I want the whole story. I don't really want to have to go out and buy 50 to 100, 150, back issues and single issues and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I have some single issues in my comic book collection over here in my comic book box over here in my studio, but for me, I prefer the trades. So, Clyde, to answer your question, the ones I enjoyed the most were let me think here. I think all 3 of these are DC titles, if not 2 of the 3. You know what? I'll throw out 3, but one of them's a little bit different than the other. Okay, so my favorite titles are DC's Kingdom Come by Mark Waid and Alex Ross. That's my favorite graphic novel right now. It's my favorite one. The second one that I enjoyed the most was DC's Flashpoint, when the Flash, messes up the timeline, because Barry Allen has a habit of doing that. Or no, not Barry. It was about Barry Allen or Wally West in that one. I forget. I think it was Barry Allen. But DC's Flashpoint, that's another one that I enjoy very much. And a third one, if I had to pick a third one, I would say Marvel's House of M with the X-Men storyline and Scarlet Witch, or The Shadow, The Death of Margot Lane. I really liked that one. I really liked The Shadow. I really like that character. So those are some of the 3 comics / trades that I've enjoyed reading the most thus far. I enjoyed some others, but there you go. Carl Whitman says, the lovely Keisha is here. Yes, she is. John Pica. Hey there, found you. John Pica, how you doing? The prophet, was it the prophet of pop culture? That's your nickname, isn't it, John? By the way, back at the Cereal Box, check them out on YouTube and Facebook. They are a wonderful group of people. You will not be disappointed. Keisha says, I'm doing well. I'm running a little late getting here today. That's all right, Keisha. We're going to be here for a little while. It's okay. Whoop, almost skipped that one. Excuse me. From the desk of a small press publisher, they say, hey, Keisha. Joe Dog McKeel says, I am in Chattanooga, Tennessee, but I host a Halloween-themed convention in Dalton, Georgia, which is about 30 minutes south on I-75. Is that what that says? Okay, I-75. That is really cool, Joe Dog McKeel. That is really cool. That is really cool. I'm not the biggest horror fan, and I'm not really a fan of the Halloween holiday / festivities, but hey, you do you, man. You do you. Carl Whitman says, that Barry Allen is always messing up the timeline. He made my hair disappear. Oh, dear Lord, Carl. I am sorry to hear that. I am so sorry to hear that. Goodness gracious. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have John Pica, who writes, Death of Margot Lane was excellent. Matt Wagner is a Shadow fan first, and it shows in the writing. Well, there you go. There you go. I have 2 other Shadow trades in my collection besides the Death of Margot Lane. I believe one of them is called The Shadow Now, and The Shadow, The Illusionist, or The Illusion. Excuse me. I believe is the other title that I have in my collection. So there you go. And John Pica says, oh, wait. Hey there, friends and foes. There you go. There you go, John Pica. Thank you so much for being with us. We do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Carly says, don't be too sorry to hear that, Ryan. It was an agreement about Carl losing his hair. Oh, dear. Oh dear. John Pica says Back at the Cereal Box Network can be located here at this website. So check it out. Check it out. Back at the Cereal Box. Wonderful crew of people over there. And also, I've been hearing things about Back at the Cereal Box as of late. Actually, I've been hearing a lot of things about Back at the Cereal Box. And one thing I'd like to bring up here, if you don't mind, is the fact that there is this super fan out there, this super geek / nerd who has a name and she lives in the Great White North of Canada, who goes by the name of Willow Schuyler. I don't know if any of you ever heard of her. She hosts a show called Willow's Pillow Talk, which you can find on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel and Facebook page. Willow has been guest hosting or being a special guest on Back of the Cereal Box's content for a number of weeks, if not months now. John Pica, are you trying to take Willow Schuyler away from HWS Web TV? If so, how dare you? How dare you? No, I'm just kidding you there, John. I'm all right. If you want to spread your wings and collaborate with more people and be on other people's shows and not worry about your brother known as Ryan Permison from Nerd Culture, that's fine. I know you don't really care much about me. You never really cared about me to begin with, so I see how it is, Willow. I thought we were friends, I promised myself I wouldn't cry on this show. Nevermind the Furthermore. Party on. Anyway, let's just keep the party rolling. So there you go. Let's see here. John Pica says The Shadow of the Last Illusion. I think that's what it was. Yes, that's the one I have in my collection, John Pica. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Carl Witzman says, she just wanted me to look like Bruce Willis. She thinks it's badass. Okay. Bruce Willis didn't lose his hair until Die Hard 4, but okay. By the way, I like Live Free or Die Hard. I know a lot of people say that the 4th and 5th movies never happened. The 5th one, A Good Day to Die Hard, never happened. I'm with you on that. But I actually do like Live Free or Die Hard. And if you're wondering what my favorite Die Hard movie is, it's not the first one. It's not. No. The first Die Hard movie I ever saw was Die Hard with a Vengeance, which stars Bruce Willis, Nick Fury, and Uncle Scar from The Lion King. And when you have a cast like that, and you have Jeremy Irons as your bad guy, you can never go wrong. You can never go wrong. So in the words of Jeremy Irons, I didn't say Simon Says, Die Hard with a Vengeance is my favorite Die Hard movie. There you go. Fun fact about me. And I also like Live Free or Die Hard. I do like that movie. But by the way, I did a rewatch of the Die Hard movies. I've never seen Die Hard 2 up until this point. Die Hard I did a rewatch of. I enjoyed it a little bit more so than the last time I saw it. And Die Hard 2, it's all right. It's fine. It's not great, but between the original and the second one, the original is better than the second. But everyone would agree with that. That's just my thoughts. Yeah, that's a good question, Carl. Where is Willow? Does anyone know where Willow Schuyler is? Find her. She may be in detention somewhere. You slacker. Tardy number one for you, Miss Parker. And another tardy for you, Willow Schuyler. I believe that makes 4 in a row. Now, let me give you a nickel's worth of free advice, young lady. This so-called Carl Witzman's a real nutcase. You end up hanging out with him, you're going to end up in big trouble. I'm just saying, Willow. I'm just saying. John Pica says, Willow is so damn likable that she is a perfect guest host. John, I think she's a wonderful person, but I don't know if she's a perfect guest host. That's a tall order. That's a high bar to put on the pedestal there. I don't know if Willow is perfect. I don't know. Or is she? I don't know. Trying to say that somebody is perfect, that's a tall order. Those are big shoes to fill. That's what I'm trying to say. Gee whiz. From the desk of a small press publisher, they say, ooh, drama, Telenova over Willow. Yes. By the way, does anyone know that gif of the woman who gasps from Telenova? Like this? I'm just saying. Let's see. Keisha Acuff says, how dare you, Willow, make you... Yeah, I know. I don't like it when Willow makes me cry. It's not good. It's not healthy, Oh, goodness. Sorry, I'm trying to fight back the salty discharge from my eyes over here on the left and the right. I'm sorry. Brian says, you're still my brother. You're still my brother, Ryan. Well, Brian, I appreciate that. But what have you done for me lately, Brian? You spend all this money, all this countless money, which, by the way, I don't know where this money's coming from. Did you win the lottery or something and just not tell anyone? You're buying all these Funko Pops. You're buying all these other action figures and NECA figures and real high-quality display pieces that you have in your house. What have you done for me? Seriously, Brian Wensloff, what have you done for me? Okay? I'm just saying. Anyway, Ted Davies Artistry says, Willow Schuyler rocks. The diva of the North. The Davies love Willow. Well, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Willow's an awesome-tacular person. That's what she is. John Pica says, she's the Jay Leno to my Johnny Carson. Wow. Big praise, John. Big praise to Willow. Willow, I hope you're taking notes. Carl says, Ryan's tear flow over Willow's, let's see, apron, washing off some of the peppermint that she sprayed all over herself. Yeah, probably. John Pica goes on to say, Willow is hosted again this Saturday morning because I'll be at, I'm trying to pronounce this correctly, Metrothum Con, doing a Harley Quinn crossplay and racing Hot Wheels. Oh my goodness, John, that sounds like fun. Hope you enjoy it. Carly says, truth that, Ryan. Carl's a bad influence. Yes, he is. Carl, how dare you? Carl says, I only hope that I am a bad influence. Okay, well, if you want to keep it that way, that's fine. Comic Talk with Pops Van Zant. What's up, Pops Van Zant? Thank you so much for being with us. We do appreciate it. I feel like I just walked in an episode of The Twilight Zone or Groundhog Day. What is really going on? Well, I am guest hosting the show today. That's what's going on. Brian Wensloff continues to say, Willow Schuyler is perfect. We love her on Reels and Heels. Well, of course, Brian. She's an original. She's been on Reels and Heels with you since almost the very beginning. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know the exact history of Reels and Heels. I think Willow was there since the beginning. Maybe she wasn't. I don't know. Brian Wensloff, let me know if she's been there since the beginning, brother. I would like to hear about it. But yeah, so what are 3 trade paperbacks that I should be reading? Since I just became a comic book fan in the year 2017 and we're in 2021, yes, I've read a number of things and I've read some things, but I haven't read everything. Are there any trade paperbacks I should be checking out? Or maybe an omnibus I should be reading? Maybe an omnibus I should add to my collection? Let me know in the comments section below. I'd love to hear about it. In the meantime, I have some questions for you, the lovely audience who has been tuning in here since almost the very beginning, if not beforehand when we first started. So to make things a bit weird, make things a bit strange, and to shake things up, I'm going to ask all of you out there a question. And the question is the following. What's the funniest, most disappointing, or weirdest text you've ever received? Let me say that again. What's the funniest, most disappointing, or weirdest, etc. texts you've received? Let us know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. Let's see here. Brian Wensloff says, Mark Waid's Daredevil. You know, I've heard good things about that, Brian. I wouldn't mind reading that. I do like Daredevil, especially the Netflix series. I do like that. I haven't watched all of it, so please don't spoil it for me. John Pica says, you can see Willow Schuyler tonight on Back of the Cereal Box Facebook page recapping Falcon and Winter Soldier. Well, that's going to be great, except the fact that I can't tune in because I have not seen one single episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier yet, but it's on my to-do list. Trust me. Brian says, Mark Waid's Daredevil, I'm assuming is what you're referring to here, Brian. It's so good, Ryan. Okay, I'll take that into consideration. But yes, what's the funniest, most disappointing, weirdest text message you've ever received? I'm asking you, the lovely audience out there. Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear about it. After that, I may ask you another question as we move forward here in the morning hours. It is just about, oh my goodness, time has flown. It is 10:42 in the a.m. here on the East Coast. Man, doesn't time fly? Let's see. Jodo McKeel says it's pronounced let me see here. Metrotham Con. Sorry, I got carried away on the con part. No, I see where you were going with that, Jodo McKeel. And by the way, I understood that reference, even though that movie came out before my time. Let's see here. John Pica chimes in. He says, Ryan, a great resource to learn about graphic novels and trade paperbacks you should read. Check out Kelly Gwenters. I hope I'm pronouncing that person's name right. If I'm mispronouncing it, I apologize. Show Back Issue Breakfast Club on the Back of the Cereal Box Network on YouTube. John Pica, I've actually been watching a few episodes of that show, and I'm more than happy to admit it. I've watched that show. I think it's really good. I will continue to check that out as the weeks and months and years go on. Excuse me. But thanks for reminding me of that. Do appreciate it, John Pica. It's a cool show. I like it. And Kelly is an awesome-tacular person, so why not? Why not? Oh, my goodness gracious. I cannot believe it's already 10:45 in the a.m. here on the East Coast. Man, does time have a way of flying by. But yeah, what's the funniest, most disappointing, weirdest text message you've ever received? Does anyone have a thought on that? If not, I will move on to another question, which I'm sure you're going to enjoy even more so. Just saying. Here's a question for everybody. We can move off the text subject for a minute. What is a movie line that you use in your everyday life? There's the question. What is a movie quote that you use in your everyday life, that you use in your vernacular, that is in your repertoire, that you use every day? Let me know. I'm very curious to hear your answer to that. I can give you an example. One of the movie lines I like to use in my everyday vocabulary is, everything's fine. Everything's perfectly fine. We're all fine here. No, thank you. How are you? That's one I like to use in my everyday life. But what do you like to use? What movie quote do you find yourself saying in your everyday life, whether you're at work or you're at school or you're with your family? I'm sure there's a few movie quotes that a lot of you enjoy saying out there. I mean, there's got to be some, right? I'm just saying. Carl Witzman chimes in. Let's see here. He says, yippee-ki-yay, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I know where you're going with that, Carl. And by the way, I understood that reference. Let's see here. Cindy Kep says, well, that complicates things. I think I've heard that one, but Cindy Kep, let me know where that comes from, because it's not computing in my mind. Oh, let's see here. John Pica says, a disappointing text? I hate text messaging, so every text is disappointing to me. Okay, fair enough. Brian Wenslow says, I'd buy that for $1. Ha ha ha. Yes, Brian, I understood that reference, and yes, I've seen it. Let's see. Ted Davies Artistry says, let's go Nathan Jr. from Racing, Arizona. That is an interesting movie. I've seen Raising Arizona. That is something. That is something else. Let's see. John Pica says, inconceivable. Yes, I understood that reference, John Pica. Let's see. Amy Hale says, not a movie, but a TV show. That's what she said. Yes, Amy Hale, I understood the reference, even though I haven't seen all the episodes of the series. Sid Kep says, oh, that complicates. Okay, Star Wars. Well, that complicates things. Okay, it's from Star Wars. Got it. Or this one that you're about to tell me is from Star Wars. I'm sorry. I'm a little confused there, Cindy Kep. She says, I have a bad feeling about this. Yep, that's 100%. That's 100% Star Wars. Carl Whitman says, it's not a tumor. Oh, yes. Yes. Let's see here. Mike Jimmy Lorsha. How are you, Mike? How are you doing? They say, aha, so this is where it went. Okay, I'm not sure where that one came from, but all right, I dig it. Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence. I love it. From the desk of a small press publisher, whoever you are, I love that quote. It's a great one. And I've watched, by the way, if you want to know which movie I watched so many times that I burned out the VHS tape as a kid, Batman 89 was the one. And I love that quote. Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence. Insert Prince song. Party man. Just saying. Let's see. John Pica. And also, you use that word a lot. I cannot think it means what you think it means. Yes. I believe I understood that reference too. You can't change the wind, but you can adjust your sails. Brian Wenslow, where does that come from? Where does that line come from? Let me know. I'm curious. I'm very, very curious. And John Pica goes on to say, will they get a load of me? Ooh, hoop. Love it. Brian, let me see. You can't change the wind, but you can adjust your sails. I don't remember that line being in Captain Ron, Brian. I do not remember that line in Captain Ron. I've seen that movie countless times. I don't remember that one. I think you're trying to say, but if we get lost, we'll just pull in somewheres and ask directions. By the way, if you haven't seen Captain Ron, definitely check it out. Captain Ron is an underrated gem of the 1990s. Came out in 92. It's the first time I ever saw a Kurt Russell movie. Yes, it was long before I ever saw Big Trouble in Little China, Overboard. What was another popular Kurt Russell film? Oh, yes, John Carpenter's The Thing, which, by the way, I think John Carpenter's The Thing is one of the best horror films ever made. That is very true. Yes, John Pica, I see where you're coming from. Let's see here. Carl Witzman says, every time I leave the house, tell Carly I'll be Bach. I see what you did there, Carl. I see what you did there. John Pica says, Batman 89, Jack Nicholson is the Joker. Fair enough, John. Fair enough. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. That is for sure. That is for sure. Ooze, make me trip. I never wear ooze. Birdcage. Ted Davies Artistry. Not bad, not bad. I have seen The Birdcage with Robin Williams, Nathan Lane. Funny movie. Funny movie. It has its moments. Carl Witzman says, where we're going, we don't need roads. Change to whatever it is forgot to bring. Okay. That's one way of doing it. John Pica goes on to say, Kurt Russell, Sky High is one of the most underrated superhero movies ever. I can get with that. Sky High is a good movie. Sky High is a fun movie. Good movie for the whole family. Also a good movie for anyone who's a superhero, a supervillain fan of any kind. I'll leave that one up to you. By the way, you can stream that right now on Disney+. If anyone has missed it, if you haven't seen the movie yet, check it out. I believe it's on Disney+, if I am not mistaken. Yes, I believe it is. Anywho, let's see here. Let me see if I can switch gears here for just a moment. Let's see here. Ted Davies Artistry chimes in and says, I'm a spleen from Mystery Men. That's another movie that doesn't get a whole lot of love. That's a funny movie, Mystery Men. If you have not seen Mystery Men from the late 90s, definitely check it out. It's worth watching. Now, I know we talked about this earlier about some summer reading, some of the things that I want to read, or if I don't know about it yet, let me know in the comment section, let me know in the live chat. I just want to let you guys in on something. Here are some visual aids. One of the books I'm most looking forward to reading over the course of this summer. This is by Charles F. Milhouse. It's called Evolution Man. Forward by Bobby Nash. There you go. Evolution Man. That's one of the books I am very much looking forward to reading over the course of the summer. Evolution Man. So there you go. One of the other books, this is a autobiography book I'm really looking forward to. It's called Teenage Ninja to Mutant Turtle, Becoming the Real Raphael by Ken Scott, who was Raphael in the original Ninja Turtles movies from the 1990s. Very much looking forward to reading this. This looks really good. I like the cover. I cannot wait to read this. Growing up on that trilogy in the 90s was so much fun. So there you go. Those are some of the books that I am most looking forward to reading over the course of this summer. So there you go. There's that to consider. Let's see. John Pica says, Mystery Men is another awesome, underrated film. Yes, it is. Ted Davies Artistry says, Charles F. Milhouse rocks. Charles F. Milhouse rocks, I should say. I hope that you've read a Hitchhiker trilogy, or the Hitchhiker trilogy, all 4 books. Are you referring to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Carl Witzman? Or are you referring to something else? Let me know. Just wondering if it's the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, or is it something else that I'm not all that aware of? Just throwing that out there. My goodness, these comments are flying in fast and furious, and I love it. Oh, so that's what you are referring to there, Carl Witzman? Okay. Gotcha. Just making sure. Where am I going with this? I almost lost it. There it is. Joe Bachman says, good morning, folks. Getting here a bit late today. A bit late? You think? We started at 10:04, 10:05 a.m. It's already 10:53. Where have you been? I'm just saying. All good, Joe Bachman. All good. Do not worry about it. Do not worry. John Pica says, my novella, Nightreich, is available at this link on Amazon. Getting good reviews, but could use some more. Hint, hint. Check that out. Check out that book, Nightreich, from John Pica on Amazon. You could definitely use the reviews. So give it a thumbs up, give it a rating, give it a review, because the more reviews, the more you share about someone's upcoming books or books that are currently out, the more people are going to want to buy the book, buy a copy, purchase a copy, whether it be digital or physical, and they're going to want to read it and leave a review, because that's what we're here to do. Let's see, here. Almost lost it. Hold on. Mike Jimmy Lorsha says The Hitchhiker's Guide is 5 books, though. Goodness gracious. That That's a handful. Ted Davies Artistry says, thank you, Ryan, for the support. My Kickstarter, Grim 101, and thank you, Nevermorians. Your support means the world to me. And Christine, much success. Have a great day, all. Ted Davies, you too, good sir. We wish you the best of luck. Wish you the best. Have a great rest of your week. Give our best to your family and your loved ones. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being with us here, Ted Davies. Really, really do. Joe Bachman says, the joys playing in traffic. I tend to lose track of time. Occasionally. Laugh out loud. There you go. Interesting. All right. Well, I can dig that. I can understand that. Traffic is, depending on where you're located in the world, traffic can be a huge bummer. Huge bummer. Definitely a huge bummer. But what are some of the things that you're looking forward to reading over the summer? What are some of your most anticipated movies this summer that are either coming out on streaming or in theaters? Are you willing to go back to the theaters? Are you just going to stay in the comfort of your own home and stream all the latest hits, latest movies and streaming series, I should say? Let us know. Love to hear about it. I know there's a lot of films from last year we never got a chance to see due to the situation with the pandemic. So looking forward to them being released on streaming services, depending on where they are. Very much looking forward to watching those, I should say. But that's just me. That is just me. But I do want to take a moment and say thank you to everyone who has been chiming in here in the chat, in the live comments. Thanks for coming in, whether you were here from the beginning or you're joining us right here at this very moment. We do appreciate it. We really, really do. Brian asking me to do this is a tremendous opportunity. It's great. It's a great privilege to be the special guest host of this very program, and I hope you've enjoyed it up to this point. Let's see. Mike Jimmy says, movies? Not so much, but I'm looking forward to Lady Satan from Lucifer Storm. Interesting. Looking forward to what that. Wondering a little bit more information about that. Can you let me know what that is? Carly says, looking forward to the latest Fast and Furious movie. Oh, Lord. Fast and Furious. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this. This series, to me, should have stopped in Furious 7 when Paul Walker passed away. But since it made so much money, they got to keep with the story. No, you don't. For me, the best installments were anything before 7, because 7 for me is when it went completely off the rails for me. Those Fast and the Furious movies that I enjoy are 1, 2, and 3, and then 5 and 6. Those are the ones I enjoy the most. Everything else, I didn't bother seeing The Fate of the Furious. I didn't bother seeing Hobbs and Shaw. And I'm definitely I'm not in any way, shape, or form looking forward to seeing Fast 9 with John Cena as Dominic's brother. Really? No. No, thank you. Not for me, but if you're going to be seeing it, I hope you enjoy it. I'm just so looking forward to not seeing it. Neil Gaiman's Don't Panic. That was very interesting. Okay. John Pica says, I never left the theater. It's a bit scary there, John. Cindy Kep says, lurker mode, disengaged. All right, Cindy. Well, if you got to head out, I understand. John Pica says, drive-ins became incredibly popular in the state of Tennessee. I hope to visit a drive-in at some point or another. Cindy Kep says, hello, everybody. Well, hello, Cindy Kep. How are you? Brian says, here's a good read for you, Ryan. White Ash by Chris Stickney. Is that how you say it? Chris Stickney? Okay. Mike Jimmy Lorsha says it's a 120-plus page comic coming out in June. Really looking forward to that one. Okay. Is that let me see, White Ash by Chris Stickney, or are you talking about something else? Just making sure. Cindy Kep says, I will not go back to the theaters, but that has more to do with the flashing blankety blank in most movies. Okay. Understandable. Understandable. Oh, yes. Carl Whitman says, be sure to promote the Nerd Culture too. Some folks here might not have seen you on there. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let you know, as you see behind me, Nerd Culture. I'm a part of Nerd Culture. It is a YouTube channel where we drop new videos each and every week that help embrace the nerd within you. We drop videos that are talking about the latest in TV series, the latest in movies, the latest in video games and anime, and anything else that your nerdy heart desires. That's what we do. So make sure you check us out on YouTube and check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at It's Nerd Culture. That is where you can find us. And by the way, There are links to where you can find us and everything that we're doing at Nerd Culture in the description of this video below on YouTube and Facebook. So make sure you check out the links below. They will take you to our YouTube channel, our social media channels, our merch. If you want to buy some Nerd Culture shirts or swag, it's all there in the description below. So make sure you keep an eye on that. And let's see here. Mike Jimmy says, talking about Lady Satan still. Ha 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 ha. Yep, that's true. Brian Wenslow says the Suicide Squad will be the sleeper hit of the year, 2021. John Cena will be the show stealer as the character known as Peacemaker. Maybe. It's a possibility. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. I'm not sure. We will just have to wait and see. Excuse me. Lord have mercy. And let's see here. From the desk of a small press publisher, they say Fast and Furious can be described as a reverse of the 80s cartoon series Pole Position. Instead of solving crimes, Fast and Furious do heists without the talking cars. Well, there you go. That's one way of looking at it. Joe Bachman goes on to say the next book, I plan to read is one that many in here probably won't be reading, called Headfirst Kotlin. Trying to learn more about Android programming currently. All right, Joe. All good to you. All good. I hope you enjoy that. Let me just put it to you that way. Cindy Kep is here, and she says, I will soon be launching Animal Eye #1. Go here to get the pre-launch link to find out when we go live on Kickstarter. Check that out, guys. Check that out. Click on that link. Save it. Screenshot it. Do whatever you have to do. Support Cindy Kep and everyone else's projects that we are showcasing for you here today on Nevermind Furthermore. So there you go, Cindy Kep. Look forward to seeing how that all turns out. We wish you and your team the best of luck, Cindy Kep. We really, really do. Really look forward to seeing what happens with that. And Cindy Kep goes on to say, check out Nerd Culture at the following link right here below. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. There is the link right here in this comment thread. Thank you so much, Cindy Kep. Do appreciate you and your support and everyone out there for supporting us at Nerd Culture and everything else that everyone else seems to be doing. All of us. As they say, a rising tide raises all ships. Oh, so true. Takes teamwork to make the dream work, everyone. There you go. Just saying. Thank you very much, Cindy Kep. Do appreciate it. Very much so. Very much so. Very much so. I should be saying. Now, any other projects that me, myself, or our lovely audience should know about? Leave the links in the comment section. Leave them in the live chat. We're going to be keeping an eye on that as we go throughout the course of the show. And as I'm thinking about it, I'm going to let you guys know that one of the show that I host, just a little bit more background about myself. The show that I host is a live weekly show that is on the Nerd Culture and HWS Web TV YouTube channel. It's called And I Quote. It's a live weekly show every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where I bring in a special guest from any and all corners of the nerd universe. I find out more about them and find out what projects they have coming down the line. Our guest this week on Saturday, May 1st, 2021 at 12 p.m. Eastern is going to be Josh Needle. He is a independent writer, producer, and director of the upcoming fan film Star Wars The Broken Wills. You heard me right. A new Star Wars film is coming your way this summer, July 3rd, 2021, Star Wars The Broken Wills. And Josh Needle is going to join us on the show, and I quote, in the studio. We're going to find out more about him. We're going to find out more about Star Wars The Broken Wills, his love of Star Wars, and more about his love of other properties that are out there in the world today. So tune in for that. It's going to be on Saturday, May 1st, and every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Nerd Culture YouTube channel. And I quote, hosted by me, hosted by Ryan Permison of Nerd Culture. I hope you will join us for that. If you have any questions for Josh during the course of the live show, leave them in the live chat, leave them in the comments. We are going to be keeping an eye on that as we go throughout the course of the show. So keep that in mind as we go along. Cindy Kep says, Brian is flying down the road, so check this out. Check out that link for Brian K. Morris's books and all the other wonderful things he is doing on Amazon. So check it out. Just saying. Cindy Kep goes on to say, big stompy robots with swords and axes? A link here from Amazon. I believe that writer's name is Nicholas Anthony Tockert. Ooh, that sounds really good. I'm going to have to check that out. And Brian Wenslaw from Reels and Heels goes on to say, so this Saturday, Reels and Heels will be at the grand opening of The Collective, which is a comic and game community. We'll be doing live interviews with the owners and many creators there like Chuck Pinot, Travis Gibb, Luke Stone, and a food truck known as Global Eats. So check it out. That sounds like a lot of fun, Brian. That sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like a lot of fun. And John Pica says, gotta run, the day job calls. Well, thank you very much, John Pica, for being with us for the time that you were here. Wish you the best. Have a good day at work and just stay awesome. That's all I'm going to say. To that, I'm just saying. Well, if there are any other projects that you want to let us know about, please let us know in the comments section. We are going to kind of start wrapping up here in just a few minutes, but I just want to let you know that this has been fun. It's been a blast. Hosting a show by yourself is not always an easy feat, but with what I've been doing, what I've been presenting to you, and trying to bring up as many comments as I possibly could, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Nevermind The Furthermore. Once again, my name is Ryan Permison of Nerd Culture. If you want to know more about me and you want to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, the links are in the description of this video down below, and check us out. And also, we want to take this opportunity to thank a lovely group of people out there who distribute our content to more and more people, and those are the wonderful people at HWWS Web TV. HWWS Web TV has a bunch of shows hosted by a bunch of wonderful content creators, and guess what? I want to let you in on something. They are about to approach a huge, huge milestone for them over at HWWS Web TV, and I want to tell you a little bit more about that. I mean, I could tell you more about that, but you know what? You don't have to take my word for it.
I'm GW Pomacher.
I'm Dina Marie.
I'm Sage Ia.
I'm Thomas Carter Rochester.
Hey, I'm David Thompson.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Mia.
Hi, I'm Mark.
Hey there, this is Dave Adams.
Hi, I'm Rosemary Rose.
Jerome Conner here.
Hey guys, it's Josh Bauer.
Willow Schuyler.
I'm Cosplay Michael.
I'm Brava.
It's your boy Country.
I'm Ryan Permison.
And I'd like to ask you guys,
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
please
Subscribe.
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 Please subscribe to HWWS
Web TV.
Great bunch of people.
and don't forget to smash the bell.
Ring that bell.
Smash that bell.
Hit that bell.
Hit the bell to be notified.
Hit the bell to get notified of new shows.
And videos.
You're going to want to do that, so do that soon.
So we can cross that 20,000 mark
And get us to 100,000 subscribers
to 1 million and 10 million and 100 million.
on HWWS.
Web TV.
You really like it. I guarantee it.
Thank you.
And we're back. So there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Nevermind The Furthermore. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the Rising Tide publications page, the Rising Tide Broadcasting Network. Definitely check all that out. And also, thank you so much for being with us. We do appreciate it. I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me. And Brian K. Morris, I hope it did a good job. I hope I didn't destroy the place, burn the house down, what have you. I don't think I did. I think the people here enjoyed themselves. All I do is try to bring a great amount of electrifying energy to these proceedings, and I think I did that, but I don't want to pat myself on the back too early. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Permison of Nerd Culture. Thank you so much for being with us. In the meantime, I want to let you all know to stay healthy, stay strong, stay safe, read tons of books, and last but certainly not least, as a wise man once said, never apologize for being awesome. Take care, everyone.
Thank you for watching Nevermind The Furthermore, a Rising Tide Broadcast Network production. If you enjoyed any part of this show, please give it a like or a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Nevermind The Furthermore.